sunrise, new day's dawning, and it's calling you and me, where the mighty Mississippi flows by Memphis, Tennessee. We've got woodlands, fields, and water. Hey, there is no better way. You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Make some time, take the family, ask a friend, but don't delay. Listen up and learn about it all. Outdoors with Larry Ray. Listen up and learn about it all. Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Good Saturday morning and welcome to another edition of the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Brought to you proudly by Sportsman's Warehouse, Counts Marine, the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, and Avery Superstore.
Now, here's your host, Larry Ray.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 here in Memphis and 92.9 HD FM streaming live. For all you folks in West Tennessee, we're on Brownsville 1520 and 95.3. In Jackson, Tennessee, 24/7 at that good station, 101.5 News Talk. And this is the show that one of the most listened to shows we have every year. It is the preview for the Forest Wood Cup, and it's coming up next weekend. So much stuff going on next weekend, but nothing but FLW Cup talk, as I say. And my man is here. He just arrived on his Harley outside, I think.
No Harleys for me.
You left the engine running. Come on.
Well, I was in a hurry because
Ron
I know how you get when I'm right on time.
No, he's excited because I know this show excites him.
It really
Ron
does.
has done a great job putting together a lineup of guests that, and then after we get through with the guests at the very end, he and I will pick our winners. We don't want to let these guys know who we're picking, but I've already marked mine down, okay?
I know who you've picked.
No, you don't.
I think you watch.
Okay, we'll see. Okay, it might be this first guest. No, so let's roll into this because we have really got a star-studded lineup here, thanks to Ron, and we also have an interpreter on the line with us too. You know, the guy that will try to keep us straight for 90 minutes.
Well, I don't know that he can do that, but Larry, you're talking about the director of communications for FLW, none other than Joe O'Pogger. Good morning, Joe. How are you?
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. I'm doing great. How are you guys doing today?
Oh, it's a toasty day already here in Memphis, Tennessee. For 6 o'clock in the morning, I have to tell you, it's a little bit warm. But I'm going to go fishing after we get through with the show today.
Well,
anyway.
so some of these guys, they got to get out of town. So let's get this rolling.
And, Joe, we're going to talk to Joe here in and out throughout the next 90 minutes.
Yes.
About what's going on there in Hot Springs, Arkansas, Lake Hamilton, Lake Washita. There's all kinds of stuff going on about the Forest Wood Cup, and we'll have Joe on in and out. But our first guest this morning.
Yes.
A Lew's Strike King Pro.
All right.
He won a tournament, I believe it was on Cherokee Lake earlier this year, and qualified for the Forest Wood Cup. Andrew Upshaw. Good morning, Andrew.
Good morning, Ron. I'm glad you rolled out of bed early. I know it's a little early for you, though.
You know, how did I know I was going to catch some flack from you? But that's okay.
They know you're not an early person, Ron.
I'm not an early person.
Yeah, even the fish know about that. But Ron has set it up. And, Joe, we want you hey, we really thank you each year for being part of this, Joe. And I know you got a busy week coming in next week. All the guys are on the road day, getting ready to head to Hot Springs tomorrow. And but I think, Ron, when you laid out, I don't know if you were doing this alphabetically, and Andrew starts first with A, but I think
that's it.
Yeah.
What better way? What better way?
He doesn't have far to drive from Tulsa. Okay,
that's right.
Let's talk to Andrew first and throw a question at him, Ron.
Well, Andrew, summertime in Arkansas. a fairly small lake, 7,500 acres there at
Yep,
Lake Hamilton, on the shores of hot springs. A lot of pleasure boaters.
A lot of
they'll be out there from noon Friday until you guys weigh in at the end of the day on Sunday. How does that lake set up for you, Andrew?
It's actually a pretty unique lake. It's got a lot of docks. It's got some grass, and the other thing it has is a lot of shad, and so it's kind of whatever a guy wants to do. He can go fish his strengths in this event. It sets up so much differently than a Ouachita, which is only 20-minute drive away. In some cases, it's only like 10 minutes away from certain parts of the lake. And the thing is, though, I'm really looking forward to it because it is a place that I can really just kind of do what I want to do.
Yeah.
It's the heat of the summer. The fishing's going to be fairly tough. I went and visited a couple of times, and more so to just get acquainted with the boat traffic.
Uh-huh.
And I know that kind of sounds silly, but that lake just has an immense amount of boat traffic on it.
Absolutely.
And, it really changes the way you have to get your mind right for it. You can't just go in there and say, well, I'm just going to go fishing, because halfway through the day you're going to get frustrated because, you're getting knocked around, people are running over your line, So.
Well, I know with 3 lakes there, I'm familiar with Catherine, I'm familiar with Hamilton, and, of course, Ouachita from last year, and you come back, and I've got some friends on Hamilton, and they're bumping into each other all the time because of the docks, as you mentioned, like that. And I was really interested, Ron, I throw this back at you because the last time it was Hamilton, at Hamilton, if I'm not mistaken, it was 2005, and George Cochran won.
No, that wasn't that was 2005. George Cochran.
That is correct, Larry.
He did win.
He won. My man George won. Okay,
well,
I'm telling
and
that.
It was kind of
the lowest weight ever.
Think about what happened in that tournament. It had been in the mid-90s throughout the whole
hot.
week.
Yes.
George caught his fish, every one of them, in a place he had to idle to that took him almost 20 minutes to get in because he couldn't run into it. But it was a shallow slough that was no more than 3 feet deep in 95-degree weather and won that tournament.
So Andrew, you hear that now. So we're we're 14 years later. Ouachita sets up how? I mean, Hamilton sets up how for you then?
Everybody's seen how George caught him, and he kind of exposed a lot of things to pretty much everybody.
That's
whether
right.
it was local or a tour guy alike.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is the lake has changed so much since then. Actually, whenever George won that, there wasn't as many boat docks on that lake.
Absolutely.
No, there wasn't as many people over there. Yeah.
And there wasn't the boat traffic either. And so it just sets up as such a different fishery now as it was then. But
absolutely.
The thing is it's still going to be a lower weight tournament.
Okay, yeah.
But the lake definitely has a little bit better quality than what it did then.
Yeah.
You just look at any local tournament and it's taken 15, 16, 17, 18, around in that range to win just about every event.
Mm-hmm.
And if I remember correctly, if you'd have caught that in one day in that particular cup,
right, yeah.
Right.
you were going to be pretty close to the top after just 3 days just with one bag of fish.
Right.
So
what do you know?
This particular lake, Andrew, kind of sets up to some of your strengths, and that's drop shotting.
Yeah, okay. Way to go, Ron.
Maybe some of the new stuff that's out, like the Strike King Rage Ned rig that's out now. The Rage Bug that's out for the Ned rig and stuff like that. Do you think about downsizing when you have to there?
Well, I'm definitely the one person on the tour that I feel like finesses probably more than
right.
ever.
Yeah.
I just do. That's just my game, and that's what I'm comfortable with. I mean, I can go ahead and tell you I'm going to have quite a few finesse baits on the deck, but the thing about a cup, though, you get one shot at it, and in all honesty, this might be my last cup ever. I mean, just because you never know if you're ever going to qualify again.
It's very difficult to do, right?
It's not easy at all. And so, I mean, I'm going to go out there with I'm just trying to win the tournament.
There you go.
I'm going to go out there with big baits and And if that doesn't work, then I'll fall back. But I'm probably not going to start out with finesse baits if I truly don't have to. But yeah, capitalizing on like some of the new Strike King product that Rage, the Ned Bug, the Ned Cutter
Right.
Worm, and the Ned Ocho.
Go for
and
it.
all baits I had my hand into designing because of, just I like the Ned rig and
Well, yeah.
kind of my deal. So, they've already been kind of staples in my tackle box. So, and I get to keep them kind of secret. And I know for a fact I'm probably one of only a couple of people in this event that'll even have them.
I know.
So,
they're not on the market yet because I've already tried to get some.
Yeah, Ron's tried to get a lot of these things. Let me ask you, we got a couple minutes. Joe's listening in on this. You're the first one on the show today. What do you think? What's it going to take? Talk numbers here. What would you like to catch and feel comfortable with?
Obviously, I just want to catch whatever it takes to win. But it's hard to say.
It is.
The thing is that the last week or so, when I went in pre-practice up there, it was super hot, in the hundreds every
Yes.
day. Heat index was 108 to 110.
Okay.
And, it's just sweltering hot. But this week that we have coming up, it's actually kind of a cooling trend.
Yes,
Yeah.
it
The
is.
last 2
Yeah.
weeks have been kind of cooling. So you never know. It could go off, but it could be really, really hard, too, because they definitely transition from that summertime, that late summer, to that fall bite. And there's actually about a month window, and a lot of times it's in August, mid-August to
Yes.
mid-September throughout
All right,
the
give us
South.
some numbers, Andrew.
It's hard.
Yeah, he's fighting. He's trying to. He's working up to these.
I think the winning weight, I think, is still going to be around 35 pounds, and that's probably heavy.
That's about that's close to what some of the other ones have talked about. Well, Andrew, we want to wish you nothing but success. Ron Wong will be over there.
I will see you there, buddy.
And thank you for joining in on us, Joe. You're going to hang on, and we'll roll from you. Golly, we're going from Andrew to Larry Nixon. That's a pretty good transition. How about that, Andrew? Okay?
Sounds good to me.
Hey, Larry's a good guy, man.
He is that.
Larry's definitely a hero.
We're going to get him on next. All right, Andrew, thank you, buddy. Ron will see you over there. Okay, now let's take a break. Come right back. Joe's hanging on. Ron's always hanging on. We'll be right back on Outdoors with Larry Ray.